Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to deep dive into Docker containers. We'll learn how to run containers in detached mode, how to specify Docker container name, and how to use Docker PS and Docker inspect commands. In the previous lecture, we have seen how to run containers in the foreground, but in most cases, containers are actually running in the background. We can start a Docker container in detached mode with a -d option, so the container starts up and runs in background. That means we can start up the container and could use the console after startup for other commands. Let's see this in action. We'll keep using our BusyBox image. In order to keep the container running at the background, we can run the Linux sleep command to suspend execution for a while. Let's do docker run -d BusyBox 1.24 sleep 1000. Then hit enter. See? Docker returns us the long container ID. Now the Docker container should be running at the background. But how can we verify that? We can find out all the running Docker containers in our local box by using docker ps command. See? The container we just started up is currently running. As you see, the docker ps command displays some container information such as container ID, image name, and the command we run. The container ID displayed here is the short container ID, which is the prefix of the long container ID. What if we want to display all the containers in the local box, including ones which have stopped? We can add the -a option at the end of the docker ps command. See? Docker also shows all the containers that I have previously run. If we do not intend to keep the container, we can add rm option in the end, so the Docker would automatically remove the container when the container exits. Here we do docker run --rm BusyBox 1.24. Let's sleep for 1 second, then hit enter. The container runs for 1 second, then exits. Here we run docker ps-a to list all the containers. As you see, we don't see the sleep1 Docker container we just run because it has been removed by Docker as soon as it existed. Here is another useful option. We can also specify the name of the Docker container we want to run. Here we type docker run --name hello world BusyBox 1.24. Now let's run docker ps-a to list all the containers. As you see, the new container is named as hello world. If we don't specify the container name, Docker will automatically generate a container name when we run docker run command. As you can see here, we get some funny name here, such as Boring Rosaline, Matt Lemire, and Kick-Ass Hopper. Before we finish this lecture, let me show you another handy Docker command. Docker inspect. Docker inspect will display low-level information on a container or image. Let's see this in action. Let's start up a new container in the detached mode. Docker returns us the container ID. Then let's run container inspect. Copy and paste the container ID and hit enter. See? Docker inspect renders the results in a JSON array. It displays the IP address and MAC address of this container. Let's scroll up. As you see, Docker inspect also outputs some useful low-level information, such as the image ID and log path. I hope you've enjoyed this lecture. I'll see you later.